Yeah. Well, what a tremendous win! Wow, come back there in the 10th. So many great at bats right there in the 10th inning to put us in that position. Whether it was Davidson starting off the inning and going 3-2 and walking, or Nico going 3-2 and walking, and Johnny with the big at bat, and but a great finish for our team. It's great to see a guy like Edgar hit that home run, and to see the excitement of him and his family. It's great, and it's a great way to finish your last game at this ballpark, the seniors. And a lot of our guys, as they said, they grew up together, playing either with each other or against each other, and battling each other or whatever. So it's very exciting to watch what happened today. Our lineup's starting to come together, and as Johnny said, I think a big part of it was 7 games ago when I put Carl in that leadoff spot where we hoped that he would be and expected him to be, but he had 2 surgeries during the off season, and it's taken him a while to get back. And he asked why, what's going on. I mean, Barr's coming back from his back surgery. Johnny didn't play short in the first half, and there's a lot of guys that are playing and they're getting healthy to give us a chance to win. And a couple of our pitchers, in particular with Lees and McKendry, that's come in as freshmen and pitched as well as they have. It's a combination of a lot of guys, but some magic in this ballpark.
Obviously, it's emotional for you. It's been a really tough season.
It has been a tough season, without doubt. The toughest of my career. So it's been. I can't imagine any better than going to Louisville and winning the tournament, going to the NCAA tournament, because everybody's questioning us. But I think a lot of people are seeing that we played good late, and we've got a lot of good things have happened late. Haven't lost a series other than the Virginia series, but they were ranked 8 or 10 in the country on the road. That's the only series we lost since March. So these guys have been battling together and getting big hits and playing good defense and doing things to hopefully convince the committee, as Johnny would say, with our resume, to be able to get us to in an NCAA tournament, whether we win the tournament or we don't.
And so much of it is right. I mean, it's confidence and building. It's contagious. Just like you start losing, sometimes you see it's contagious.
Sure. Well, we were good. The thing was contagious for us the first half. There was nobody was hitting. It wasn't. It's the wildest I've ever seen. Guys are battling. They're not healthy. Guys are playing out of position. We don't have guys in the lineup, and it just sometimes one guy starts hitting and it catches on fire, but it went the other way, and nobody was hitting. We weren't hitting with guys on base, and we started doing that. And, the whole team feels good about their advance when they go up there. Joe Gomez, I can't go without talking about Joe. I mean, Joe's had a great season. Of course, Abditas, who was supposed to be the starting catcher, and Joe was just played his heart out the whole season. His heart out the whole season, offensively and defensively. Very proud of him and a lot of these guys. Another senior, by the way.
Yeah, when you saw that ball get hit, did you think that's it?
No, I didn't know. It was awfully high. I'm hollering, "Get out of here!" Hi, get out! I mean, I'm talking to the ball, but I was great when I saw their fielder go back to the fence and look up. Then I knew we'd won. But a huge home run. Of course, it's traumatic, just like last year when he hit the one against BC to take us to the World Series. When you score runs, it takes the pressure off everybody, and that was the thing that we should. We could have scored more runs early than we did, but we didn't. But we, some way we figured out how to get great at bats there at the end and everybody to make it happen. Well, leadership on the field. There's been a lot of guys. I mean. And I talked about those guys with the seniors, of course, with Johnny and Chester, and he's not a senior, but he's a junior, and a lot of those guys have really, come along. But the freshmen have too, some of them. So I can't say one person. I think being elected a captain sometimes is overrated. because I think that sometimes you have a lot of captains that step it up, and I think in this case, this year, it's a lot of guys that have stepped it up here in the clutch at the end. Okay, thank you. Thanks, guys. You guys know who we're in with, right? Wake Forest and Georgia Tech in that bracket.
Oh, yeah, so you're number 6 now?
We're number
Is that what
6.
you're
Wake Forest is 3, we're 6, and Georgia Tech is